Powered by Riverside.
All right, guys, what's going on today? In today's video, we're going to talk about my guy, Russell Westbrook, a little bit. He just retired. Just wanted to say a few things about him, and then a couple of not a couple, one card pickup, but one of them kind of pairs nicely with another recent pickup. So we will get into that shortly. But first, let's hear from our first sponsor because we like to have fun with this. We like the sponsors. They're not real sponsors, but we like to play around with it. So the first sponsor of the day, the YouTube channel, The Daily SGC Dilemma. Welcome back to another episode of We Still Haven't Decided. Every morning at 8 a.m. sharp, the YouTube channel, Daily SGC Dilemma, drops a fresh video where the hosts stare directly into the camera like they're about to announce a moon landing, but instead whisper, "Should we grade with SGC today?" And then they don't. Welcome back to Daily SGC Dilemma, the only sports card channel brave enough to make 365 consecutive videos about the same question. Do we grade with SGC or nah? Every day, your hosts embark on a heroic journey of indecision. They sit at a table surrounded by raw cards, black tuxedo slabs, and a whiteboard titled Pros and Cons Again. They agonize, they pace, they monologue like Shakespearean actors trapped in a grading submission form. These are some of the cons they revisit every single day. Secondary market value panic. But what if the card sells for $11 instead of $12.50? That's catastrophic. Auction house anxiety. Will anyone respect my SGC 10? Will they laugh? Will they point? Will they throw tomatoes? Then there's the pros they also revisit every single day. Customer service nirvana. They answered my email in 14 minutes. 14! That's basically a hug. Turnaround time bliss. They graded my card so fast I thought they were already holding it before I mailed it. Every episode features a dramatic debate. Who cares more about collectors? SGC, the maestro of customer service, or PSA, the overlord of market value? The hosts treat this like a presidential debate. They pull out charts, they pull out graphs, they pull out a cardboard cutout of both men and ask them questions like, SGC, if I send you my Luka Doncic rookie, will you cradle it gently? PSA, can I get back that base Ohtani within a year? Who loves me more? Be honest. No answers ever come, but the questions, oh, the questions. After 12 minutes of spiraling, the hosts look at each other and say, we'll decide tomorrow, and then they don't. Daily SGC Dilemma, the only sports card channel where the plot never moves forward, but the emotional stakes get higher every day. I think you guys have probably seen some channels somewhat similar to that, but anyways, on to the cards. So first, before we talk about my guy Westbrook, recently I showed Sammy Sosa Quantum Leap. And if you were back around in that time watching baseball, who would pair nicely with Sammy Sosa? That would be Big Mac. Mark McGwire. So we picked up the 98 Upper Deck Retro Quantum Leap. I can't even speak. Quantum Leap, Mark McGwire. Awesome looking card. As we talked about in the last episode when we showed the Sosa, these are numbered to 50. Pretty tough to come by. Shout out to my guy Garrett Card Cutter. I know he loves these horizontal cards. Yeah, it's just a great looking card. I like it. So, Russell Westbrook. As you guys know, Oklahoma City Thunder guy right here, live here in Oklahoma City. I used to collect Westbrook really heavily. Here's a card that I actually still have. This one actually came from Bradley Claus. Nice looking card. Panini Threads, the premium gold, numbered 10. So Russell Westbrook, what can we say about Russell Westbrook? Very polarizing guy, very polarizing player. A lot of people really loved, and this is not just about like this part anyway is not just a Westbrook thing, but it applies to him very well. People, they really love to always harp on what he wasn't instead of just enjoying what he was. And I think when you have a player like that and they're on your team, you don't tend to do that. Like we here in Oklahoma City, like of course there was frustrating times as there will be with any player, but we loved Russ for what he was, not for what he wasn't. Like he was never going to be a great shooter. He just wasn't. Is he going to turn the ball over? Yeah, he's going to turn the ball over. I mean, we just learned to accept these things because quite frankly, and this is it's funny how this happens, how people in the media especially, they love to give everybody their flowers, after they've retired. Now that he's retired, oh my gosh, all you hear is all this great stuff about Russell Westbrook. And oh my Lord, being a fan of this guy, like, it's like, unless you lived here, it was like hardly anybody had a good thing to say about him. Like, it was always, oh, he's not efficient enough. Oh, he turns the ball over too much. He can't win a championship, this, that, whatever. This guy was, in my mind, a one of one type of player. Like when you try to compare him to someone, because I've heard a lot of, interesting ones over the years when people try to, how people try to compare this player to that player. I'm like, who the hell do you compare this guy to? Honestly, like I don't know that I've ever seen another player like him. I mean, people try to compare him to, guys like Iverson. I guess because they had similar efficiency ratings for their careers or whatever. I don't know. I certainly didn't see that. Like he was his own guy. He didn't care too much about what everybody else thought about him. Like if you want to see some crazy funny interviews, go and watch like some of the YouTube videos of some of Russell's most funny interviews. Like it was wild. Like he had one guy here in Oklahoma City, a writer named Barry Trammell, that he really had a historic feud with, and they were, not even really on speaking terms. Like he just flat out wouldn't answer his questions. He would just, say next question, next question. I mean, he not always the most easygoing guy for the media, but having seen his entire career here, I appreciated what he did. Like, I mean, this guy, he played hard every night. Like, he did not take nights off. Like, you were never going to question his effort. I can promise you that. Like, you may be like, why did he do this? Why did he do that? But you're never going to be like, man, if he would only just play a little harder. So yeah, it's crazy. It kind of makes me feel old because he was on the original Oklahoma City Thunder team here. So to see him retire, that's just like part of that era is just kind of closed. I think there may only be like one active player from his draft class. I think it might be Brooke Lopez. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's true. So, and like over the years, I got to see maybe a different side of him than people that don't live here. Um, One great experience was my nephew went to his basketball camp, so I got to go up there and meet him and kind of watch the camp and stuff. And he was great with the kids, and he kept a very tight circle. Like his basketball camp that he did, it consisted of him, his brother, his high school coach, and his mom and dad. That was it. No other players I mean there was he kept it really tight, and he still does a lot of great things here in the Oklahoma City community. So if I were ranking the best Thunder players of all time, I would have him number 2 behind SGA. And but if you're talking about like let's just if you put aside the championships and you ask me who meant the most to this city as a player for the Oklahoma City Thunder, I think it would be Russell Westbrook. But, all good things must come to an end, and even though he had to put up with a lot of crap from the media over the years, I am glad to see him get his flowers. And um, yeah, I hope that he continues to. One of the things that I always thought was funny is you have all these guys in the NBA that are getting in all kinds of different trouble for different things. Russell Westbrook never got in trouble for anything. He's a family guy. His wife was his college sweetheart, and yeah, he just he even though he wasn't born and raised here, he really fit in well with the community, and we're gonna forever be grateful for him, and he's gonna be missed. So yeah, let's end today's video with one final sponsor. The Sports Card Courier Carnage, because your cards deserve financial ruin. Welcome, collectors, hoarders, and people who definitely told their spouses, I'm done buying cards after this one, to Sports Card Courier Carnage, the only company bold enough to say, we ship your cards, but at what cost? Let's break down the fees, which they call the 7 layers of hobby hell. Interesting way to lay it out. You have the base shipping, which is $4.99, which is a totally normal fee, suspiciously normal. This is what they call the calm before the storm. Handling fee, $6.99. This covers the cost of our employee gently whispering affirmations to your card before placing it in the mailer. Premium handling fee includes a second employee who also whispers affirmations but louder. Card temperature stabilization fee, $3.25. We briefly place your card next to a lukewarm cup of coffee to balance its aura. Collector's emotional support fee, $7.75. We send you a handwritten note that says, you're doing great, champ. Bubble wrap environmental impact fee, $2.10. Because bubble wrap is fun, but the planet is sad. All right. Mystery fee, $4. We don't know what this is. You don't know what this is, but it's there always. Okay, I've seen that one on different things. Are you tired of companies shipping your sports cards for reasonable prices? Disgusted by the idea of free shipping? Outraged that some businesses don't charge you for the emotional labor of touching cardboard? Then you need Sports Card Courier Carnage, the only shipping service that treats your cards with the respect of a medieval royal tax system. For the low, spiritually devastating price of $48.57, we'll ship your $2 base card directly to your door, wrapped, pampered, serenaded, temperature balanced, and financially weaponized. Sports Card Courier Carnage. Because the hobby isn't expensive enough. All right, guys, that'll wrap it up. I've got to get on the road. I'm actually going to meet my brother and his wife tonight. We're going to go watch Matchbox 20. So that should be a lot of fun. I've never seen them in concert, listened to them a lot back in the day, been trying to, listen to some of their stuff in preparation for this concert. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I will catch you guys on the next one.